Yeah! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Constructing the Clubhouse, the world's #1 comedy podcast about starting a comedy club in Barcelona during a pandemic. We are jazzed. I am Dr. Matthew John Murtha III. Joining me is the irascible John Alice.
Happy 2023, everybody.
That's right. New year, new clubhouse, new problems.
Some of the same problems.
Yeah. But so on today's episode, it's going to be Johnny Boy and I, and we're going to be discussing past week or two or so, we'll say, in Clubhouse news. We got a lot to cover. We had an award ceremony on the New Year's.
A very prestigious awards ceremony.
That went amazingly.
Mm-hmm.
The New Year's party itself, we switched our schedule up for the last week. We have 2 shows every night now, one at 8 o'clock, one at 10 o'clock. We've got massive fans following us on the street right now, looking in.
People love this. We should really turn on the street camera at some stage.
Yeah.
Even though no one watches the video of this.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I guarantee you I'm 10 times more likely to watch the video than to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I think so. I think our goal is just to have people, because I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot of podcasts and things like that, and I just want to get to the stage where somebody has me on in the background.
Yeah.
That would be the dream. If anyone wants to fall asleep to my voice, oh, cool. Hey,
the ladies are lining up outside for the Comedy Clubhouse, Constructing the Clubhouse podcast. Should we start with the Clubbies, John?
Absolutely. I'm so glad.
Hold on. This gets me so hot, I got to take my sweater off.
Please. Please.
Give the backstory.
This will get them on YouTube. Woo!
Look at that. I don't even have all my buttons done.
I was so happy with how the Clubbies went. It was... In the preamble to it, I wasn't sure that people were quite getting it. It was another one of those things where I felt like I had a lot of enthusiasm for it, and not a lot of people were RSVP'd, or it was hard to get them to RSVP, and not too many people did like proper nominations for different awards.
It felt really ambivalent up until the awards show actually started,
and then
maybe 15 minutes before it felt there was an energy.
Everyone just got it, and they turned up, and a lot of them were spectacular, very, very well dressed, very, very classy folk. Yep. They got into the spirit of the awards ceremony.
Yeah, it was really great. So I mean, like so for the 2 listeners that are new to this podcast and don't know about the Clubbies, we had decided that we'd put on a New Year's party, right? Celebrate the year, and then I think it was you, John, that was like, no, that can't be right. I think it was Hannah who was like, hey, what if we do some awards?
No way is Hannah getting credit for this.
So Hannah had this great idea. Hannah had this great idea. And I was like, boy, Hannah, that's a fantastic... And John was like, oh, I don't know. I don't like doing anything.
That's such bullshit. Very much strongly my idea. In fact, one of the awards that I got nominated for was the highest turnover of new ideas for the Comedy Clubhouse, which I think is true. Not that many of them are particularly good ideas. I definitely have the highest turnover of bad ideas as well, but I think I have a lot of ideas.
Yeah. Well, so thank you to your mother for nominating you. That was very kind of her. No, but all right. So you had this idea to have these awards, and it was like a nice gesture. It's meant to just be like, hey guys, here, let's have some fun.
Yeah,
let's make some silly awards to show everybody that we appreciate them. And then you went out and got some really classy trophies, like really nice looking trophies. And then you collected nominations from about 6 people, I think, ended up participating. What do you think?
Yeah, well, we had the showrunners party. I mean, most of the awards I just ended out suggesting, because I guess I had a bit more of an idea of how I thought it should go and stuff like that. But most of the awards we kind of voted on, or at least got suggestions from people at the showrunners meeting, there was
that's right,
15 of us or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, we discussed, I think, the major nominations there. So there was 10, we'll call it, 10 major categories.
Yeah, I felt bad about my hosting, actually.
All through the night, John was like, well, we've got 3 real prizes left, and then 12 shitty fake ones.
Yeah, the participation awards is what I was referring to them as, but that's not the case at all. They were very prestigious and very real awards.
Funny, true, and cruel. Yeah, so anyway, and at the showrunners meeting for those 10 awards, we took nominations from everybody, and then you, me, and Hannah counted the votes and decided, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just trying to set it up as this was a fun kind of a lark thing, and then as the moment got closer, it became a bigger deal. I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have on our new podcast, Weekly News. We're gonna have one of the winners of the award. Most dedicated to nonsense, I believe.
Most dedicated to nonsense. Yeah.
I think he took home another award too, but I don't remember what for.
He ended out getting the funniest bald guy.
Ah, okay.
Because that was obviously supposed to go to Harris Fellman, but then he ended up getting the award for best dad. Because the Best Dad award was supposed to go to Mihai,
who did not show up.
Who didn't show up with his daughter, which I guess is probably because he was busy being a good dad. He actually went to see the new Avatar movie with his daughter instead of coming to the Clubbies, so he did deserve the award for Best Dad.
Boy, that's ironic.
Yeah.
He lost the award for Best Dad because he was taking care of his daughter.
Yeah.
That'll teach you.
Probably wasn't the best sort of event to take a child to.
No, not yet, at least.
So well done, Mihai. And then there was a few awards that kind of just didn't work out because we also had a Best Romanian award.
Yeah.
That we were going to not give to Mihai, which is sort of like a twist. We were going to give to Stefan instead, but neither of the Romanians showed up.
Shout out to Mara, also runner-up.
Oh,
yep. That's right. Yeah, but congratulations to Emily, who won the award for Best Romanian.
Oh, I thought you took that one.
Nope. No, that went to Emily in the front row. I don't know where she's from, but she's one of our more dedicated fans, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Big shouts.
Oh, no. Okay, so Emily got the Chris Groves as a cunt award.
Really?
Yeah, I was actually just watching the footage back. You took the Best Romanian award.
I did at first. I know I gave it away, though.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure who you gave it to then. But yeah, Emily definitely got the Chris Groves as a cunt award.
Huh.
Which was hard fought over. I hadn't decided who we were going to give it to, so I just sort of asked, like, who thinks Chris Groves is a cunt?
Well, in a shocking upset, Chris Groves didn't win the award.
Yeah. Well, he probably would have won something if it'd been around.
Yeah. Just a tip to anybody listening: if you want to get a prize, you got to show up to the Clubbies.
Or RSVP that you're going to be there.
Right. RSVP that you're going to be there. You don't actually have to show up, but we have to think that you're going to show up. That's the trick.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a shame that it played out like that.
Do you have the list with you? We should say
all the winners.
Congrats to best showrunner, Noah Levin, best green roomer, Wendy Lafoitou, most dedicated to nonsense, Mr. Andrew Casper. We had best poster, I think, went to
Fake Jews,
and best branding went to Shut Up Bitch.
Yep. Biggest workhorse was Mila Kopaeva. Best competition was Drink, Drank, Drunk. Best new show was The Purge. Best laugh went to Morrison Ma. And best newcomer went to Naz.
Yeah. Big shout out to Mariah, who is like runner-up for about 4 different of these major awards.
Yeah, would have been great to give her a proper award. Unfortunately, didn't play out that way in the end.
Yeah, it was funny during the show because I had completely forgotten who won. So like for best showrunner, when it was announced that it was Noah, I was like, what? I really thought that Mariah had won that one.
Yeah, anyway. I mean, there's always with these things, there's always going to be regrets. There's always going to be little things, and especially for the honorable mentions, I just wrote them beforehand, and I was just trying to pick ones that I thought would be funny and fun and whatever. Yeah. But then, of course, at the end, I was like, oh, Olga didn't get anything, and she's at every single show.
She got something, didn't she?
No, she didn't. I should have
nothing
absolutely given her honorable mention for best photographer, or she could have won best dressed, or hundreds of things really. So, mild regret, shout out to her now.
Yeah.
She took lots of great photos for us there as well, which going up
looking stunning in a silver evening gown, Olga Camachi.
And she did a lot of the interviews afterwards as well. So Gifty came in and filmed and did some like sort of vox pop interviews with people, and Olga ended up being the interviewer for them.
I can't wait to see those.
I've seen some of them, and they've turned out really, really well.
Man, so the club. Just one last thing about the Clubbies. as a bit of a bit, Hannah and I took the stage as the Clubbies commentators. And that first moment taking the stage was just the most electric, like biggest cheer I have heard in long ass time.
Yeah, it was very cool.
It was so good. Oh my, fucking straight heroin in my veins, man. Like, give it to me.
You guys did a really, really good job being the commentators.
It funnest job there is, because you get to roast people a little bit, but then you go around the room and you just point out people and say congrats and everything, and that was really nice. So big shout to everybody that showed up, everybody that won an honorable award, everybody that deserved one and didn't get one.
Yep,
And,
we'll take that. Worst award givers can go to us.
Yeah, I think you and I were both shut out of the awards this year.
Yeah, which is weird because I actually at first was winning every single one of them, and then
That's what you think. I was winning.
ended up getting voted out of a lot of them. Hannah came in and she was like, "Guys, you can't give yourself all the awards.
Watch us."
So yeah, none for me, none for Matt.
You know what'd be fun though? Let's give us ourselves an award like in July.
Yeah,
Just fuck yeah.
we'll hold an extra special mid-year Clubbies ceremony.
We could do. I was thinking of just literally just giving myself an award. No presentation. I would post it, on my Instagram, but it'd just be like, yeah.
We did, and we didn't
of
announce
self-care.
this on stage or anything like that, but we did get an award. We got nominated for the best comedy club in Barcelona.
Oh,
which was
how
a
exciting!
tough competition.
Yeah.
But Viveka nominated us for that, who's one of our creators, the person who brought Louis C.K. here and is bringing Tom Segura and
Yeah.
all of that.
Big shout, Viveka,
Big
and thank
shout
you
out to
for
her.
the Cavatier, the cognac.
Yeah, she brought us a bottle of cognac,
Cognac.
which maybe we'll have a little drink of at some
I tasted
stage.
it. I think Friday night.
Oh, was it delicious?
Yeah, really smooth.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it seemed like a nice bottle.
Tastes expensive.
Came in a box.
Oh shit.
Came in a bottle inside of a box, so you know it's good.
Yep. When it's double packed, it's whack. I don't know.
Sure.
Anyway,
Perfect.
how do you feel about our new schedule, John?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love the new schedule. So we've basically gone from we were having shows starting at 8:30/9 o'clock, and then like 10:30, which often ended up being 11 o'clock, and now we've swapped to starting at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock most days, which feels like it's going to be a very, very good change. Feels smart. Can't believe we didn't do it sooner.
Might get home a little earlier. The last night was a late night.
Yeah, we
Oh,
should.
fuck.
We should talk about that a little bit. How did the second half of Cash for Laughs go in the end?
It was a bit of a slog.
Yeah.
We lost a couple people at the break, but the people that stuck around were great. There were some really good jokes in the second half too.
Oh, cool.
Jacob killed it.
Jacob took it out. Good for Jacob.
The winners, yeah, congrats to our winners last night. We had Jacob and Stefan split the prize.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was sure that Ben was going to win it. I left at halftime.
Everybody thought, yeah,
and-
Ben was ahead on points at the break, but Stefan had one joke that killed me. This isn't necessarily it, but it's one of my favorites of his. It was worst ways to greet someone, and he says, "Heil."
Yeah. Yeah, it was good because like the ones previous to that were all like hi and then something like that. So he went up and was like Heil,
Yeah.
and it just worked. He actually had a couple of ones where he was pretending to be Hitler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just thought that was Stefan being Stefan. No. Yeah, Jacob's bit was making fun of Renfree all night, and it just fucking killed. It killed the whole time.
Yeah.
God bless.
Cool. Good for Jacob.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out in the edits.
I like the new structure for it. So the new structure was that you had probably 6 comedians on doing a 3 to 5 minute set, and then Matt wrote the topics
During
based
their
on
set.
the comedian set, which seems really good. Should just be a one-halfer of a show,
Yeah.
and there should have been less comedians, right?
So we can get by, you think, right? Three comics, 1 hour show.
3 comedians. Say to them, look, if you can do something topical, that's ideal. That's what we would want. Doesn't have to be, obviously, and it wasn't last night. But for that particular show, that's what we're going to want. That's what's going to get all the clicks, baby.
Yeah. So we need to do weekly news on Monday so that we can discuss what's happening, so that we put those stories into Or maybe Wednesday or Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, I think we should try do a Monday. Seems good, because at the moment, like, do it on Friday, and then you get the whole weekend, and then by the time it gets edited down and released, it's like Wednesday the next week or whatever, so we're just not really, like,
maybe
tapping in.
Tuesday. So you need Monday for news to happen,
Mhm.
right? Because everybody takes the weekend off.
Yeah,
including
ideally it
journalists.
would be... So a good way to do it, I think, would be if we, on Thursdays, record Cash for Laughs, and then edit it down on Monday, and then, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have 4 clips that are Cash for Laughs clips that go out, and then Friday we have 2 or 3 weekly news clips that we've already clipped down at that stage that are relevant to that week.
So that they can watch it over the weekend.
Yeah, I don't think we need to release stuff necessarily on the weekends.
Okay.
Anyway, we're just...
Friendly reminder to check out our new podcast, Comedy Clubhouse Weekly News. That's spelled with an A. Week
Well,
news.
as of right now, it's exclusive for our Patreon listeners.
Really?
And sometimes even more exclusive than that. The second episode that we recorded, we decided no one should listen to it ever.
We took the whole...
I didn't upload it anywhere, no.
Okay. I thought it was going to be a Patreon exclusive.
Nah.
It was very...
It was racy.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Which is okay, but...
It's because we fucking talked about Andrew Tate, isn't it?
No, it wasn't even that. I think that Andrew Tate stuff was fine that we were talking about. I think it wasn't good, and I didn't want to release it if it wasn't good, even if I think probably people would have clicked on it or whatever. But we didn't have
Dedication
anything
to quality.
interesting to say about it.
There's nothing that
we
we
were
can-
just like, oh, this thing happened and
Yeah.
and whatever, you know.
But even talking about that stuff makes me more bro-y and aggressive, and I don't know.
I did 2 sets last night. So I did a set at Imperfecto, and then I did a set at Cash for Laughs. And the one at Imperfecto, I mentioned Andrew Tate, and it went really well because no one had mentioned him that night before, so it was
Yeah.
kind of like whatever. And then last night at Cash for Laughs, I tried to do the same thing, but you'd already talked about him, and you were already talking about the Greta Thunberg tweet and all of that.
Pulled I definitely tried to.
And then I was like, "Hey, did you guys hear about that tweet?" And it did not work at all.
No.
So anyway,
What do you got for this week's weekly news? Anything in
yeah, a
Jump
lot
on
of stories about Prince Harry. Prince
Oh, yeah?
Harry's under the influence of Meghan Markle. Has
don't
been
say.
has been for a few years by the sounds of it. So he's been releasing some memoirs that are just too revealing. They've both, I guess, just decided to put all of their lives out there, and he's just... I just saw today he's kind of been talking about all the people that he killed in Afghanistan, like, pretty openly.
Really?
Yeah, 25 is the number.
Damn, Harry.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was surprised as well. I thought... Well, at first I was like, what are they like lining these people? Because he can't have any risk that he dies, surely, when he goes to Afghanistan.
I would
right?
not have thought so at all.
So they have to massively coddle him. And then I'm like, how are they protecting him at the same time as letting him kill 25 people? That's crazy. But then I guess he was like a helicopter pilot. So maybe he just like turned the machine gun on them and let it rip.
Well, what does he say?
He basically, the controversy is that he's describing them as that he in his head had to dehumanize them in order to be able to kill them without feeling bad about it. So he just viewed them as chess pieces that had to be removed from a chessboard. And people are coming out and saying, dude, actually...
Well, we can talk about that at Weekly News.
For sure, yeah. I've got some more stuff on it.
Interesting topic. I did see that there's a lot of hairy stuff going on. But again, check out our new weekly podcast called Weekly News for more on that topic. Here at the Clubhouse, yeah, we changed the schedule around. Finances were tight last month, but things looking up for January. I kind of expect another slow month as people recover from the holiday, but
yeah. I mean, I'm doing sober January or whatever they call it, which
Dry
is tough.
January.
Dry January.
You cunt.
I know,
You
Matt
pretentious.
hates that I'm trying to better
Fucking-
myself.
horrible goddamn.
No, I feel like a
I don't
wanker
hate
as
that
well,
you're trying
don't
to
get
make
me
yourself
wrong.
a better person. I hate that you're doing it, that you're succeeding, because it requires a certain level of like maturity and willpower and just general non-fuckery that I both admire and absolutely hate you for.
I the not drinking thing is really tough.
Yeah?
I managed to get super drunk on New Year's so that I had like a hangover for a couple of days
Yeah.
afterwards. I wanted to like teach myself a lesson and remember that lesson for as long as I
Yeah.
possibly could, right?
So I try that every night with marijuana, and next day I'm like, I still want to smoke.
Marijuana's the worst, right? Because you buy a little bag of it, and then you're like, all right, well, I should really stop smoking, so I guess I should smoke all of this bag now, so that I won't have any left to smoke. So you're not going like way overboard with it.
And then it's like, this is delicious.
But yeah, last night was the first night since New Year's that I was like, "Ooh, I could really use a drink. I would
Last
love
night was
one."
Thursday. Oh, at Cash for Laughs.
Yeah, both here and at Imperfecto and at Cashfly. And I was performing comedy for like the first time. I was super nervous. I haven't been like completely sober on the stage for a long time. And it turns out non-alcoholic beer basically gives you the same effect as regular beer.
Really?
Yeah, if you smash 12 of them in one night, you'll still feel like shit. So that was my strategy for last night. But it was like I wrote new material that I was kind of excited to perform, and it went down well. It felt very risky. It was like risky subject matter to do, but people responded to it, and so I was just happy with that.
Very nice. Attaboy.
Yeah, but on that same topic, I'm getting way more on top of a lot of the businessy side of things, the search engine optimization and well, different stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
you've been just in general killing things lately.
Yep.
You cunt.
sorry,
Stupid,
sorry.
responsible, healthy living pile of shit.
It's not going to last. I'm already looking forward to the 1st of February. I'll tell you that.
Excellent. That's
rest
right.
assured, I'll
Let me
vomit
drag you
on
back
your
into the mud.
shoes.
No, hopefully I'll get my own act together at some point here.
Speaking of booze, Clubhouse Ale's coming back.
Yeah?
Yep.
Fantastic.
I just arranged to brew 1,600 bottles of it this
Holy
morning.
shit.
So that will be delivered next week. We should get the labels made for it. And
I so want to ask you how much you paid for it.
400 euros.
All right.
Yeah. So I this is from Noel. He's got like a bunch of beer that's left over that's that he wants to get rid of. I know he wants to get rid of it. And he's paying for storage space for it. So I just said,
Have you
"Look,
ordered labels?
No, I haven't ordered labels yet.
Do you remember which label do you think is easier to use?
Well, I know I'm going to go for the cheap ones.
Which one was that? The single ones or the
single
big
ones.
roll?
Yeah, which one was easier to apply, do you think?
I pretty much did that whole second load on my own with the single ones. It was not bad.
Okay.
It's like, well, you know, like when we get these bottles of Barcino beer, and we have our handcrafted, homebrewed labels that we put on top of them. When John and I sat down to do the first batch, very first Clubhouse ales, John meticulously would carefully apply the label. It was symmetrical. It was, everything was fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just slapping it on any which way.
Well, I thought we would trick people, I thought people would genuinely think we brewed it. And I
They
think
did.
Some people did.
A lot of people do.
A lot of other people just don't want to sink into the illusion of it. I think you should play the game a little bit, right? When we're like, hey, this is our new beer with our new beer label. Like, I think people should be like, oh, delicious,
Yeah.
But everyone was just like peeling it back and then be like, see, I found it. It's like, yeah,
I had the
hard to trick you,
I had the opposite. I would say 1 out of 5 figured it out, and the other 4 believed it was us.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny because I'd be like, yeah, we made those. That's a handmade beer label. And people would be like, really? Be like, beer label.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what,
Well, we can, because there's a bar that somebody that I know, somebody that goes to my gym runs called Ruta 6. Route 6. Quick shout out to those guys, but they do brew their own beer here in Barcelona.
Do they?
Yeah, and they have a outside brewer as well. So I might just ask him what the deal is and see if next time around we can actually brew our own Clubhouse ale. And
See if you can get me some hop seeds. All right. I've decided that like before we take down any ponds or anything, like I'm gonna grow at least one fucking batch of hops.
yeah, we
here.
just need a tiny bit, and it would be great if like.
I just want to say that we did it.
Uh-huh.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, so I think after these 1,600 bottles, it'd be nice to genuinely have a Clubhouse ale that we brew
Enjoy.
and release that is made from our piss, because the current one is not made from our piss. And
Unfortunately.
that's very disappointing.
All right, before we wrap up today, what are you looking forward to here? What Clubhouse stuff have we got going on?
Oof.
Well, we're gonna renovate the bar a little bit this upcoming Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, first, I don't know when this will post, but tonight, Comedy Bomb Shelter will be fun as always.
Yeah, it won't be before that, but I am looking forward to the Holy Shit That's Funny show tonight. Get to tell a bunch of jokes about religion.
Tomorrow night, the very first spotlight.
Yeah, that seems to be coming together all right. Although I'll say the neither of us should be doing graphic design for the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Especially if we're going to be sinking, €50 on Instagram ads for it. First thing, and obviously we didn't do it for this show, but first thing has to be getting like the look of the ads correct.
What did you find efficient in this round of advertising?
What did I find efficient?
Deficient.
Deficient?
What would you change?
I think the poster just doesn't look very good. I think that it would be better if it had the image of the comedian on it. This particular show's for Tama, and
We have to find a way to test that, because I specifically did not put in. Again, there's like a theory running around in some comedy circles that advertising the comedian and putting names on the flyers actually detracts from sales.
yeah. Okay, we should test it. I think it's different for something like Bomb Shelter, where you basically the branding for Bomb Shelter is like, come any week you want, guaranteed to be a good show regardless.
But that's the concept behind the spotlight, is that we now create a brand that is irregardless of the performers.
Yeah.
And
We'll see. I basically just want to get a professional to do all of the show posters that we have.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt.
No, it's funny that I'm fighting this, because I don't want to fucking make. So if you couldn't have guessed by now, I made the poster for the Spotlight show. It is, let's say, perfectly adequate. I once had a woman describe my penis as barely adequate, and I was like, you can't modify adequate. It's a binary verb.
Barely adequate.
Is or isn't, all right? There's no modifiers. There's no barely. It is.
So in your head, you were like, adequate? I'll take it.
Check. And I was like, check.
I will say I'm a little precious about this as well, because this morning I was writing a list of all the graphic design things that we have to do, and it's like redesign the midweek crisis poster, redesign this one, but I only just created a poster for Show Up Go Up, and I'm like, that one doesn't need redesigning. Right? Actually, that one is good enough.
I think it's barely adequate. Anyway, happy to get that redesigned though, and then let's test it out. Though I find it to be perfectly fine just now. Spotlight coming up. We're gonna add a shelf to the bar. Yeah, I don't know that I can extend it. That seems like
that's what Javi would like. But
it's possible, but it's a big ask, and it's gonna be maybe €200 in wood.
Mm-hmm. No, I think adding another shelf is good. If we can backlight the shelves, that'd be really great.
Absolutely can.
And I mean that's kind of the main thing at the moment. I mean, obviously expanding the bar would make a difference, especially if we can comfortably have 3 people behind the bar, or have a little cocktail making counter or something like that.
We can do it. It's not that I still have the designs for that platform, and I actually over-engineered it a bit. We could take out a few of the support things. I don't know that. I'm wondering actually if Ivan nailed it to the floor. I don't think he did, but
yeah, I'm not sure either. But probably cost €400, something like that, to do that.
Ish. I'm gonna say yes. with every one of these projects that I built something out of wood, it was always, I think in practice, it came out to being exactly twice as much as I thought it would be.
So
let's say
double the
400.
200. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I think would be a practical expense if we're going to be here relatively long term.
1 to 5 years.
But at the moment, we're still in the tightening of our belts. The I don't know. We're keeping our purse strings tightly knotted.
Yeah. So let's plan on adding the shelf so that we can add wine glasses and vermouth, and then in February I can extend the bar out.
Yeah, I would love to see like 3 months in a row where our profits outweigh our expenses. And...
I would love to see 3 months of profit.
Yeah,
that's what you have to say.
Yeah.
But this past month, what are you? So we have like 12 grand in outlays, and we made 10 grand in revenue, right?
Yeah,
about that. Goodbye, nest egg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to wrap it up. Be sure to come back next week. We're gonna have more great episodes.
Well, this will be Monday, and then 2 days' time, Wednesday, we're going to have our interview with the Andy Casper, who's just arrived.
Oh, fantastic.
Right now. So look forward to that on Wednesday. We're releasing twice a week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. About half our listeners now are in the United States.
USA! USA!
Yep.
USA!
I think there's a couple of comedy club owners there that are potentially listening to this for tips. Joe Rogan just bought a comedy club. So,
oh, yeah. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. If you want to shout us out at any stage on your podcast, we have just done the same for you. So it seems like an equal exchange.
Yeah. Tit for tat.
Exactly.
All
Good
right.
episode.
Yep. Thank you very much. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Constructing the Clubhouse. I've been Dr. Matt.
And I've been John Ellis. Cheers.
Good night.